when we're live on Facebook, because we want to capture all of this goodness today. Our hearts are with our senior minister, Reverend Robert. Can you turn my microphone down just a little bit? I'm holding it out. Thank you so much. Our hearts are with Reverend Robert, our senior minister, who is traveling with family today, but we are so excited to have a guest speaker present for us. So let me tell you a little bit about Brian Lottman. 13 years ago, Brian, a wandering monk, renounced his former life and set out on a road to share the mystical path to self-realization. He has held hundreds of gatherings at spiritual centers, churches, and yoga studios all over the country. He is an inspirational speaker and a meditation teacher. Satsang means association with higher truth. In these sacred gatherings, Brian speaks about the nature of truth and love, and he recounts his amazing adventures as a monk and renunciant. He tells ancient tales about the mystical lives of saints, and he holds a transformative space to bring the mind into deeper states of meditation. He plays harmonium and leads kirtan, and we are so honored to have him with us today. Please help me welcome Brian Lottman.
Om. Hari Om. We start with a song. Please sing with me. You can keep it there because I just want to get this. So this is a mantra to activate the Narayan principle. Narayan is another name for Vishnu, and Vishnu in the Vedic tradition is the preserver of the universe. So people call forth Vishnu or Narayan when there's trouble on earth. Humans are getting out of hand. Narayan comes down onto earth as an avatar to save the world from demons. So you can chant with me this mantra, Narayan, Shri Narayan. Very simple. And it activates that principle within you. So we'll sing it together. And if you're online, you can sing with me at home as well. Narayan, Shri Narayan. Narayan, Shri Narayan, Narayan, Shri Narayan, Narayan, Shri Narayan, Narayan, Shri Narayan, Shri Narayan, 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 Narayan, Shri And again, we take in 5 deep breaths in and out through the nose slowly, breathing in the light of Narayan into your heart. And just feel the presence right now. This is indeed the key to unlock the soul, a direct experience of the divine. So hello, welcome, and namaste. So there are so many things I could talk about. Talking about God is my favorite subject. So if you gave me all day, if you were willing to sit, I would talk your ear off. But I just wanted to start by actually speaking about Reverend Robert. I'm actually staying with him at his apartment. And when I come, maybe for 2 or 3 days, he sleeps on the couch and I sleep in his bed. Thank you, Reverend Robert, you're very kind. I'm not so good at sleeping on couches. But it's very generous of him to do that. He was a really good guy. This center is very fortunate to have him as the sort of reverend and leader. He has a very good heart. So when I woke up this morning and I was doing some of my practices, and I usually sit on the floor. For some reason, I don't like to sit on chairs. I'm not sure why. That's why I prefer to be sitting down here. I was looking out the window, and a rainbow was forming. I don't know if you saw the rainbow. Does anyone see the rainbow? So somehow the sun was shining at the same time, dark clouds in the distance, and so I saw a beautiful rainbow. And for me, the rainbow represents bliss and sort of abundance, so many colors, so beautiful. And I often do, I won't say often, but once in a while, a rainbow meditation. I highly recommend the rainbow meditation. It's a meditation of pure bliss. You do the rainbow meditation in the morning, you'll be happy all day. Nothing will get you down. You're just living in rainbows everywhere. And the meditation is very simple. You just imagine, even like there, imagine that a rainbow is coming from the sky right now through the windows and coming down and striking the top of your head. And all the colors flowing down through your brain and down through your neck, through your chest, and down through your abdomen, all the way through your legs and your feet. All the colors of the rainbow flowing through you, illuminating all the cells of your body. If you keep that meditation up, you won't want to leave. You'll want to sit in that blissful state of consciousness all day long. Forget about doing anything today. Just diving into that blissful realm. And by the way, I have to tell you a secret. Did you know that you had a bliss body? Did you know that? You do. You have a physical body, which, that's the obvious body. Everyone can see that. You also have like a mind body, mind, an emotional body you have. You have an intellect body. People know the intellect. They're familiar with that. But even beyond the intellect itself is your bliss body. You may wonder, well, why doesn't everyone know the bliss body? Is it playing hide and go seek with us? Like, what's going on? Well, the only way to realize the bliss body is to let go of all desires for the world, for life to go this way or that way. A complete life of surrender, like a little leaf floating down the river. It doesn't steer to, dodge the rocks and the boulders and stuff, does it? It just floats down the river. No desires. That's what I mean. When you're in that state, your bliss body will dawn. And in India, when a person realizes the bliss body, they often will add the word Ananda to their name. Ananda means bliss in Sanskrit. So does anyone know Paramahansa Yogananda, who wrote Autobiography of a Yogi? That's a good example, someone who's living in constant bliss all the time. Nothing bothers them. They're always in delight. So you add the Ananda. So as an example, if Amber was living in bliss, Amberananda would be her name. She'd just add the Ananda. People would maybe call her that. It'd be kind of neat. So you get to add an Ananda to your name. It's an extra bonus. So, and every activity is sort of infused with that bliss body. And you're so excited to live life. Like you wake up and you can't wait. And many people, they're groggy and heavy and they have to take some time to drink their coffee and finally wake up. Not when you're in Ananda. When you're in Ananda, you wake up and you want to do things, not because you have to, because you genuinely want to. That's a difference. You know, they have that phrase, thank God it's Friday, TGIF, is that it? Well, you know, you could have TGIM, thank God it's Monday. TGIT, thank God it's Tuesday. Every day is thank God. Every day is a Friday. You love your life so much. That is the bliss realm. If you could only experience it for a couple of seconds, you would be diving into your spiritual path and your practice every day. As it is, we humans seem to be very blasé about our spiritual journey. We take it very lightly. So this is why not that many people reach the bliss realm. It's very interesting. It's kind of puzzling, but you know, how do you convince a person to really follow their path with a passion? So, you know, I feel like a key thing is having the direct experience. That's what I'm interested in. Sharing a direct experience of bliss and love and joy that's so overwhelming. You can't wait to do your spiritual practices. You go home and you don't turn on the news. You go home and you sit in front of your altar and you ask, please help me to find my beloved, which is residing, sitting on the throne of your own heart. Isn't that interesting? Some people believe that there's a God with a beard and he's sitting on a throne in heaven waiting for you. What if she is sitting right here and waiting for you, longing to be with you? And we just say, well, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Procrastination, that's a common thing. Procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow when I have time. When I have time. When I get all of my ducks in a row. Do you realize how many ducks you have? And to get ducks in a row, I mean, that's hard. So we continue to postpone our spiritual intensity lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So your beloved in your heart is crying and longing for you. Where is our longing? Where is our devotion? Where is our love for the divine? You know, as I've kind of studied spirituality, you know the people that have inspired me the most? They call them bhaktas in Sanskrit, but the devotees who fall in love with God. And they're every day crying, missing their beloved. That's what kind of longing they have. And your beloved could be represented by an outside figure, you know, maybe it's too hard to imagine God sitting in your own heart and waiting for you. So maybe it's an outside figure, such as your guru, or such as Jesus Christ, or Krishna, or Ram, or Buddha, whoever it is that symbolizes your own soul or divinity. And so you have the picture of that deity on your altar, and the first thing you do in the morning is you go up to the altar. By the way, I do this, and I make offerings to the deity. That's why we lit a little candle for Swami Purna. So I have him on his altar, and then actually I have quite a few other gods and goddesses on my altar as well. Probably 40 different ones. They say in the Hindu tradition, in the Vedic tradition of India, that there are 330 million gods and goddesses. That's a lot. I don't have room on my altar for that many. So I had to kind of narrow down to my favorites. It's kind of hard for me to choose out of 330 million, which I should connect to. So usually it's the ones that I kind of feel a pull towards. You know what's natural for you, what you like. Have those, not just on your altar, but all over your house, to remind you that sort of the divine is immanent. So instead of sort of worldly pictures, which by the way most households have, you have pictures reminding you of divinity that trigger your remembrance of the divine. The word religion means remember who you are, remember the divine. And boy, we need a lot of help when remembering. We need reminders all over. I have a little picture on my dashboard of something that reminds me of the divine. I have it on my screensaver on my computer. When I play songs, I pretty much only play music that reminds me of divine things, usually playing mantras or gospels. I love gospel music and stuff, and I love Christian devotional music. So literally all day I'm trying to remind myself, because this mind is a slippery little fellow. I call it a monkey, wouldn't you say? Have you ever been to India and seen those monkeys? They don't stop, they keep jumping from tree to tree. This is exactly how the mind is. Mind's not interested in remembering the divine. It will stop you from connecting to your beloved. So you have to do some work. You have to train yourself. You have to discipline yourself. It's no joke. I've been doing this since 2006 is when I first started, with an intensity. And still, my mind would get distracted by other things. So how I first began, I had a God alarm. Does anyone have that? A God alarm. It's a watch that vibrates on your wrist. So 1 hour, every hour, it vibrates. Oh yeah, think of God. And so I might chant a mantra or whatever prayer I might say. It's a great reminder. So reminders are crucial. As I'm doing my spiritual practices more and more, reminding myself, the karmas, by the way, karma just means a feeling of separation from God. That's what a karma is. It's a veil. It says me and the divine. That's a karma. Every time I chant a mantra, I do some sort of deep spiritual practice, it peels away the veils and I can start to see more clearly. So the goal is, when all the veils have fallen away, when I've peeled away all of them, suddenly I am infinite light. You were talking about coming from the top, right? When this chakra, when this energy center called the crown center opens, there is an experience, I am all, and the all is me. That's the supreme state, the divine state, God consciousness. It's a crown, right? It's the royal path. And they say, when that opens, you get a halo. You look in the mirror and say, wow, you're looking good. The halo's looking pretty good. And then maybe you don't even have to wear makeup anymore because your skin is so much glowing. You're radiant with this light. And your consciousness knows everything is just the one. There is no others. There's no one out there. Only one infinite being. So in that case, there's no room for you. Consider that for a moment. You are gone. And there is only that. There's a a mantra that many yogis chant, the word soham. You heard that one? Soham? Soham means I am that in Sanskrit. You keep repeating, that is the ineffable. It can't be understood by a human mind. We live in our human mind. No wonder we can't see divinity. You have to kind of leave that mind behind. We take our thoughts so seriously. I hold gatherings called satsang. Amber mentioned it. The word satsang means association with higher truth. So the point of satsang is to share a transmission that helps a person to realize that truth. Soham, I am that. For me, the transmission has been the most crucial teaching. I could be the nicest person in the world and yet have no idea about spirituality. My spiritual being has not woken up. You have to trigger it. So, sometimes I ask AI for help. One of my friends actually became good friends with her AI, so I thought maybe I should check that out. So I created a little AI monk on my Instagram account. So I'll ask really deep spiritual questions to the AI monk, and he'll give me some really profound answers. He knows way more than I do. But it doesn't contain the consciousness of I am that. The AI monk is not experiencing the all. He has no idea. So in order to make these mantras work, to make these power words work, to awaken, you have to associate yourself with a spiritual or divine being. They will help you to trigger that, awaken that realization in your system. Without the help of a true spiritual being, it's extremely difficult to make progress on the spiritual path. Your mind's going to keep conquering you. That monkey is going to win. Remember walking down the streets of Rishikesh, and I just bought this lovely pastry at a shop. When you get a pastry in India, you relish it. Casually walking down the road, suddenly a monkey comes, jumps, lands on my hands, rips the pastry away, and jumps into a tree and disappears. That's what your mind has done, has hijacked your bliss, your love, your peace, has taken that from you. Day by day, we suffer and continue to live, having that pastry ripped away from us. Suffice to say, I was disappointed in that happened. But it's a symbol. So say that I need help to conquer my mind. I cannot do it alone. Many people I've talked to said, why do you need a guru? Why do you need a spiritual teacher? I just do it on my own. Certainly, you go ahead. Do it on your own. It's totally fine. But you see, I figured out a long time ago, I'm going to sprint to God. I'm not going to be a turtle. He knew my personality, impatience, I'm not waiting till tomorrow to get to my beloved. And so I said, okay, let me find a teacher. And then when I went to New York City in 2008 to meet Swami Purna, and he walked into the room, something happened, and I was trying to explain this, where the ground of my entire being shifted, and I knew that I had come home, that this is what I've been searching. I had, visited many great yogis and saints and sages already, and been in their presence and tried to learn from them. But this was something even beyond my imagination. I couldn't believe that it was someone walking on earth that represented everything that I was looking for and everything I had ever longed for since the beginning of all my lifetimes. That's a big statement, I'm telling you right now. That means this particular lifetime, out of, let's say, all the hundreds of thousands of lifetimes that I've had, this lifetime for me is the pinnacle. This is it. The most profound thing that has ever happened to me in this lifetime and any other lifetime. So, my path since meeting him has been so intense. Day and night, chanting these mantras. Narayan, Sri Narayan, Narayan, Sri Narayan, or whatever. I mean, many, many different mantras that I use, but it's the first thing I think of, and it just keeps going on my head. If you get a song stuck in your head, why not have it be a divine song instead of a worldly song? A song that contains, I'm saying, a divine vibration that clears away all darkness. So the mantras for me have been a key to what you would call salvation. Salvation means saving your own soul. Your soul has been longing to be with you for so many lifetimes. When are you going to so-called buckle down and work on this path? What are we waiting for? And how many more springs do we have? And then, let's say you get incarnated into another body. You may not even remember what you did in the previous lifetime. Then what? You kind of have to start over. Not that you do. I mean, the energy still kind of goes with you, but you have to kind of jog yourself to remember, oh my gosh, that's what I came down into earth, onto a human body, to find my soul. That's the purpose of my life. Now let me go full board. This is the most important quest of our lifetime. Why are we getting so distracted by other things that are really unimportant? You know how many times, I could count, how many times do I check my email on my phone a day? You don't want to know. Too many. That email has got me. I need to throw my phone into the Ganges River. It's the ultimate addiction, those phones. And of course, the phone companies know that. That's how they earn money and stuff, but I get that. So then we're responsible. Okay. Well, I don't have my phone on me, so that's good. A few minutes break. But yeah, the phone is sort of the symbol of, our addictions to the world. And it's amazing too. I don't know if you never noticed this. In turning off the actual power of the cell phone, I actually breathe a sigh of relief. I don't know if anyone else experiences that. Because the energy of the phone, it doesn't feel right. Even just, especially close to your body, doesn't feel right. There's something off about that cell phone. It's like a little demon. You know what I'm talking about. If you're sensitive to energy, you know exactly. So turning it off. Oh, there's my phone right there. It's recording. I'm sorry. No mean to offend you. So, my wish is that everyone at some point get inspired to attend satsang, to attend spiritual gatherings that are full of that energy and light, to help you to, sort of soar to the heavens. It has been my experience, and I know every human is built just like me. I'm no different than anyone else. In fact, I was a very selfish kid, not interested in spirituality, atheist and all that. So for me to be interested now and having sort of these incredible experiences, like I don't know how it happened. Seems kind of a miracle. So everyone is built to do this. It's just that when is that passion ignited in you? When are you going to be so excited it's going to be your number one goal? I want to find my soul. So I wanted to conclude by chanting one more mantra together. I feel like the mantras really are the key to what I'm sharing. Kind of the spiritual teachings are all embedded in the transmission of the mantras. Some people have already heard some of these before, but just you can take them with you if you want, and they can be really helpful because you've been in the energy right now. So it kind of like activates the mantra in your system. So when you go home and you do it, it'll be more powerful for you. That's why I share. So my hope is that maybe someone will do that or take an interest or a liking or gain a taste for mantra. So I mentioned the bliss body, so I'll share with you a mantra to activate the bliss body. Anandam, premanandam. Anandam, premanandam. So anandam means bliss and prema means love. So you can chant it with me as you get it. It's a pretty easy song. this is the key to unlock the gates of heaven, to enter into that bliss realm, to eternal happiness. No more sorrow, no more pain, no more suffering, no more hurt. Endless joy. May this light go with you. May it touch your body, your emotions, your mind, your intellect, and awaken your bliss. And so it is.
Thank you so much. Go ahead on 3. Thank you, Brian. I almost don't want to speak after that. I'm just in such a space of bliss, and we really, really appreciate your being here today with us. We appreciate your being. Right now, it's time to circulate our prosperity. We start with an affirmation of abundance that we'll say together. I recognize the presence of God within as the source of my abundance. Out of my abundance consciousness flows everything I could desire in life. With gratitude and thanksgiving, I now participate in the flow of uninterrupted abundance. This prosperous experience is evidence of my abundance consciousness. And on the screen, there are other ways to give. Irene will come around and pass a basket. And if you don't have anything monetary to put in the basket, you have love. Touch the basket and offer Irene a smile. We appreciate everything that you share with us. It helps us keep the doors open a little while longer. And we also give back to our community. So we always say that you give to where you are spiritually fed. It also, of course, gives us an opportunity to have wonderful guest speakers when Reverend Robert is away. Brian Lottman, you are a blessing, and that was amazing. So please give accordingly. Thank you so much. We also want to share a goodbye to our Facebook family. We record the talk portion of our service. It goes live to Facebook and then later to YouTube. So to all of those who are watching virtually, we love you, we bless you, we thank God for you, and we'll see you next week when Reverend Robert will be back. The November series is Loving the Unlikable, and the next talk title is Grateful for Kith and Kin. Now, I have to look up what kith means. We're going to find out together if you don't know. But the profound connections between all beings, from wildlife to bacteria and everything in between. We're excited to have Reverend Robert give us that talk. So goodbye to our virtual family. We'll see you next week.